Back. We continue right here live. Bob Pompeani, Ron Cook with you at 412-575-2600. We are going out to Dan in Indiana, Pennsylvania. Hey, Dan.
Hey, Bob. Hey, I was just curious of what your thoughts are regardless of if the Pens make the finals or not. But I feel like this year might be a year where we don't have clear-cut favorites in the Eastern Conference and Western Conference. And if there's any team more or less in the Western Conference that you feel could win the Cup.
Nashville. Nashville would be my pick.
They're very good.
They're very good, but, you know, Vegas, it's funny about the Vegas Golden Knights because right now going into competition tonight, Marc-Andre Fleury led all goaltenders with a .931 save percentage, the best of any goaltender in the NHL this year, Ron. So they're riding him, and they're veterans they acquired in their expansion draft, and they've all been very good.
Guys like James Neal, they have playoff
William Karlsson,
experience.
44 goals. He played for Columbus. They let him go.
Absolutely.
How about that?
I think it's wide open, but I think it's wide open every year. I mean, hey, look how close the Penguins came to losing last year. Game 7 on the road in Washington. Fleury was spectacular. Game 7 at home against Ottawa goes to double overtime before Kunitz wins. It's so hard to win those 16 games in the next 2-month grind. And I mean, I almost feel like I'm greedy to ask for a third one, but I think the Penguins have a shot. They also could lose in the first round. Wouldn't be shocking.
And it wouldn't be disappointing either after what they have done over the past 2 years. I mean,
oh, it'd be disappointing.
Well, but I mean,
it would be real disappointing. But you don't. I mean, how much can you?
They would be going for a three-peat.
Can you rip them on it?
Back in December of 2015, that the problem would be, well, they're going to win 2 cups,
and
then you're going to be disappointed.
Right?
You know,
no, you would be
overall,
disappointed because this is a great team that people think can win again.
But it's hard to do it.
Although I don't know,
Once,
I don't
twice,
think it's as
3
good
times.
as last year, Bob. I don't think the defense is as good. I think, you know, losing Cole, losing Daly, you know, yeah, you added Hunwick, you got Letang back. He had a really nice goal tonight.
He also was on the ice a couple times in neutral zone mistakes, and he's prone to those.
That's what he has sometimes, but I think he has played a little bit better, but I don't think overall their defense is as good.
John, Monongahela, Pennsylvania. What's up, John? How are you?
Hey, how you guys doing tonight?
Good. Or
hey,
fine,
first thing, I wouldn't give up on Matt Murray. I mean, remember we gave up on Fleury, too.
Nobody's
given up on him. We had a caller or a texter say that.
Yeah, we did.
I'm 100%. I think he's going to be great in the playoffs. He's won me over.
And you know what, as far as anybody calling up, you know, Bob, I've been watching this program. I've chatted with you for years. I'm calling you up on UFC. What other sports program in Pittsburgh would actually know about UFC and NBA? What do you think of the fight tomorrow night with Joanna? Is she going to come back and win that fight?
No. I thought you were going to ask about Conor McGregor today, having a warrant out for his arrest. Did you see that?
What happened there? I didn't even know that.
Well, he had one of his temper tantrums and destroyed property in a car, a very expensive car, and I guess Dana White had some sort of, I don't know all the details. I just know they had a
Bob, you are such a learned man on so many different subjects.
I'm just telling you. You don't.
I wouldn't watch that if it was in my backyard. I just don't. I find it. I just don't like it.
Okay,
I don't like it.
Let's talk about Philadelphia 76ers.
All right, T.J. McConnell.
Is
it Philadelphia? Is Philadelphia the city of champions now, or what?
No.
What do you mean, no?
No.
They just won the last 2.
I don't.
If you count Villanova
and
Philly.
Villanova as I wouldn't count. I mean, it helps, but it's not. Yeah, you got to get the major sports. If the Flyers win a Stanley Cup, if the Sixers win a Stanley Cup, if the Phillies, well, even if they don't, then
Phillies
I
are
would
better.
say that.
Phillies
They're
are better.
But my point is the Philadelphia 76ers, even without Joel Embiid right now out with injury, are good, and they're deep, and I would see them giving everyone in the Eastern Conference a problem. I could see them getting to the NBA Finals.
So
shocking as that would sound.
So can I. So can I.
Who's your favorite guy off the bench for them?
Let's move on.
Let's go to Lou in Butler. Hey, Lou, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Real quick question. The Jackets and the Pens were tied with 96 points. Why was it that the Pens were solid, but the Jackets not?
They had the tiebreaker edge over regulation and overtime wins, and as soon as Columbus got the 1 point tonight, they were in. So they are in as well.
They are in. They needed 1 point, and they played like they wanted the 1 point at the end. They were very protective, and with 5 different icing calls in the last 1 minute and 20 seconds of that game, Ron, you're asking to lose, not protecting the win, playing that way. Anyway, we're going to go to a break. We'll take it and come back with more right here on Pittsburgh CW.